welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. For those of you who are not new, long time no see. I miss you all. I recently got emergency surgery, and the whole thing was like wild to me. I'm gonna share it with you. I won't be back to daily vlogging for a while. I feel better, but I have a long way to go. So I thought I would jump on here real quick as I eat my lunch, which is this little bit of vegetable soup that my mom took out of the freezer for me, and I'll get back to that later. This is gonna be kind of like a life update story time vlog as I eat my lunch. I know this is not what you were expected to see, but it's all I can give right now. So today is Tuesday, and that's fitting because last Tuesday is where I want to start. Last Tuesday evening, I started getting terrible back and rib pain. Like, really, really bad. I did not sleep all night. At like 4 o'clock in the morning, I texted my dad and I said, I need you to take me to the emergency room. And I live with chronic pain, so I experience pain every day, and I knew something was wrong. So I also called my mom when she got up, and I said that I might need some help getting my daughter on the bus. My stepdad came down and helped as I just laid on the couch crying, and my dad came to get me to the ER. At that point, I thought I had injured my back. I am currently seeing a rheumatologist because I seem to have some sort of autoimmune arthritis that is just wrecking my bones. And that is what I thought happened. I thought my bones had finally weakened to the point where something fractured in my back. So if you saw yesterday's shorts, I explained sort of the process that I encountered in the ER. But I'll go over it real quick here too, but go check those out as well. One of our local hospitals has decided that in order to quicken wait time, they are going to take patients, triage them, order them tests, and then dump them back out in the waiting room. And not just in the waiting room, but they've got like sectioned off areas where they've got like 10, 15 chairs just stuffed in there. Nice, germy, not great. So I kept going back for tests. I got to talk to a nurse practitioner, and at one point the nurse practitioner says, your back is fine. And I'm like, my back can't be fine. And I am in a room at this point. I'm not in the waiting room, but I am in a room with like all these little like doctor's office style beds, you know, the little ones that are like that, with a curtain for privacy. But my wheelchair didn't fit in the little cubicles, so I'm just like chilling there. No privacy. I'm in tremendous pain. It was a mess. But he says, all right, well, we're going to order another CT scan on your stomach. And at this point, I'm getting mad. I'm like, oh, this guy don't know what he's talking about. I had zero hopes for getting any pain relief. So I go back out in the waiting room, you know, texting my family when I could, in between like trying to recline out of my wheelchair because I am in a stuffed little waiting room with all these people. And then I finally get back to a different room. And they say, well, it looks like you have a small bowel obstruction, so good thing we checked. And at that point, I'm like, what else could go wrong? So they bring in what I refer to as a baby surgeon. I'm sorry, residents. I'm sorry. And she says that I don't look like I have a small bowel obstruction and that she's sure it's nothing. And she'll go talk to the 2 surgeons I've previously interacted with, outpatient, to see what we should do. So I do speak up at that point and say, you know, I live in pain. I have severe gastric issues. I have gastroparesis. I've had revision surgeries. I might not look like I'm in distress, but I am in distress. She comes back like a half an hour later and she says, we're going to admit you. You're getting surgery tomorrow. And this is not a good time, y'all. I mentioned that my daughter does a fall sport, and that fall sport has a few weeks left. So we have nightly practices. We have a big event coming up. We have games. Spooky season. If you've been watching my channel since last year, you know I do a lot of things for spooky season, and all those videos do really well. People are watching them this year from last year. And so I asked, could it wait a few weeks? And she said no, that my small bowel would perforate if they didn't operate the next day. At some point during all this, I hear a doctor say, I am not admitting another patient today from the waiting room. So I'm like, great. Am I ever going to get out of this wheelchair? Because apparently, just from conversations with the staff, observations, eavesdropping, because there was no privacy anywhere, the administration of this hospital had decided that in order to get things moving, they would devise a new system that people spend most of the time in the waiting room. You go in the waiting room beforehand, you go in between tests, and if you have like a broken leg or need stitches or some sort of minor thing, that's great. But if you needed admitted for emergency surgery, that is terrible. I wanted to be in a hospital bed. Like, I wanted to lay down. I wanted some pain medicine that they apparently couldn't give me until I could get into a room. It was just a miserable experience. And it's not the doctor's fault. It's not the nurse's fault. Healthcare administrators are greedy. They want to see how many patients they can move in and out. And it's not even a matter of providing them prompt service. They just want money. And I hate to say that, but that is what healthcare is about right now in the United States. And if you've had a similar experience, drop it in the comments. Let me know. Anyway, I feel like this video is scattered, and I'm sorry. I hope you're following along. This is just a real casual video. I am just talking because I feel like I need to get a video out. I'm talking and eating. If you like this video by some chance, let me know and I'll do more of them because I'm not sure what to do for videos right now. I cannot lift my mobility aids, so therefore I cannot go anywhere. And that brings me to why I'm eating veggie soup that my mom took out of the freezer because I am staying in my mom's house. I can't lift my daughter, which she's 6. That could go either way. I mean, it's not like she needs carried around, but sometimes she needs more help that I can give. So anyway, like 6-7 hours plus into this experience, I get into an ER bed. They have a few things they're supposed to do before they admit me. And by Wednesday night at like 8 o'clock-ish, I am admitted to get surgery on Thursday. So I went in for back pain and got small bowel surgery. And that is the wildness of living with a chronic illness. They did the surgery Thursday at about 1 o'clock. And what was supposed to be a 40-minute procedure took 4 hours. They were able to do it laparoscopically, so I don't have any big incisions. That will really help with healing time. I will heal relatively fast because they didn't have to open up my stomach. And I am so thankful that the surgeon decided he wanted to take 4 hours out of his day to fix it laparoscopically instead of just ripping my whole stomach open because I know that would have been faster. And the surgery I got done was called a bronchoscopy. I'm going to apologize if I said that wrong. But basically, years ago, like 11 years ago, I got something called a gastric jejunoscopy, where they funneled my intestines and stomach kind of together. I don't know exactly how it works, but because I have no gastric motility. So they made like a slip and slide for the food. I don't know how else to say it. And no, I am not still on pain medicine. I'm just this weird. And I'm bored. So that worked for a long time. But last year it stopped working. And I knew it had stopped working. I was having a lot of discomfort from it. I just was not ready to have it fixed. But they fixed it, and it should relieve a lot of issues I was having. Healing has been good. A lot of it is that I am in my mom's house. She doesn't have steps. It's not a very big house. I don't have to go very far to get anywhere. I will eventually be migrating back to my house very soon, actually, I hope. But I'm thankful that she volunteered to take me, because she doesn't really have room for me and my daughter, but she's making room, and I love her for that. I got discharged the day after the surgery, and I don't regret it. I didn't ask to be discharged. They would have kept me one more day, but everything looked good. No fevers, no problems. I was taking minimum IV pain meds, so I said I could go home. As far as the future of my content, I don't know. I'm not going to daily vlog. I'm not going to be able to. I can do some probably like unboxing videos, and maybe once I get in my own house, some crafting videos. But until I can lift and drive and all that, I don't see daily vlogging returning. I do highly appreciate the support you're giving me now, though. I'd love it if you would have time to go check out some old videos you haven't seen and help keep my stats up during this time. And I know that's not the most important part. Healing is the most important part, but I really do feel like I give a lot to this channel. It's like kind of like my baby. Not as important as my actual baby, but it is important to me. So I'd love if it continued to thrive during this time period. All right, that is all I have for you today. Thank you for coming with me as I ate my little bit of lunch and just talked about where I'm headed and where I've been. I am usually out and about exploring amusement parks, cool towns, unique shops, and all kinds of awesome things. So please do hit subscribe to see all those things. That's all I have for you today. I'll be back as soon as I can, and I'll see you later.